Asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedie no wasoguso a utie no ma yena mwase na yema munyina akwaba ensan famomra Ekosiisen ye de kind to manim say yene General Secretary of the Opposition NPP Justin Kodua Frimpong Esquire ebedi enkomo nyame adom abekansa ewo studio ha enra party no eye won neck and national council meetings ewa Lisa Hotel in Kranheya na decisions be eba told after that meeting ama it create some kind of a storm on social media as far as party for no are concerned. More active on social media, you would have realized say somewhere for somewhere against the decisions na eba betuja but now all over the place and we want to drill down the decisions specifically our national council eteki enra and consequences are ebefisa decisions demo aba JFK abekansa JFK akwaba net saying
me obi me ho ye now so
bibi ekoye
onyankopɔ adom ho ye pa
ye danya me
as mo ye pa
edi kind of person me clarify sadie way because many honorable Adelaide in team
yes
or your MP for
Sutakwaman
deposit good and Ninu also enemo national chairman meaning the common family letter be omode ebaye but it was a letter addressed to mo council of elders chairperson what was her letter ni as general secretary
obi mamendas na memfa akunya weso enchia etifo a omotie ene omo a omo share so ewo Facebook eno kwese Monday
yes
be we are be 1-2 hono na me free officer me share amendment committee for no because no so my documents now ready I'm the meeting for Tuesday next national council t me free officer na me assistant the firm so honorable member of parliament for Sutakwaman people so about office
okay
na no hwehwe me na wo hu me to agya krata bi ato say me ba omofa ma me ti me ka chen so on scan letter no na on send bread ti me hu letter na o ma tro intim family omo kase chairman Steve Ayesu intim wontimi NPP meetings na say bin hold do no any sembebre e wo meetings na mo bia enforce no say chinchina on chair sa meeting no and in fact name na kakra say be NPP party no eto abama era Steven team say be anto ama na busia
yes
ana on tro kata bia so embre party no say ebia no hododo no na say chairman wo ye no wontimi nya sa chairman no in any case o share your party constitution article 10 hono
yes
eka asem say ye meeting na bibimpo chairman timimba your first vice chairman no chair sa meeting no eti letter no
it was not necessary
yes then a letter no siki say ebe achieving cause be chairman team say obeso oba meeting ona na better na kem aba meeting enti say bibi na wontimimba so a say be obi antimi share say change na ombra meeting ti it was very unfortunate which I feel say when ya dia eseka
a whole letter
crab na say ye better radio so kra kan wase if it's a party like NPP a party case in any case letter by no na medical report be kan
no
there be say be a doctor in a hospital na say ampa e bia asumasi no ho mfa no bi see no in 20 member meeting maybe as am just a mere letter say NPP party na that say letter say obi it's rather unfortunate but I think say ye ko anim no me sure say busuan no bu say be ene kwa papa so and I'm fire
with that letter but it is also argued say per mo constitution no nipa of meetings the national chairman
yes
of course offered through you the general secretary
yes
but in this case if the national chairman was not at post and now say the minister say oba office it who called that meeting Emma who when a fair meeting Emma who throw letter summoning the meeting
a national chairman yeah in fact NPP secretariat ka time etwem chairperson semuni office.
Okay.
Secretariat no is run by the general
secretary. Yeah.
And the correspondence be aba ho na wafre ebia BBC na because meetings ye nyina ebie no a ya trans say bia ye be share say we frɛ chairman o me kon ho fi na kasa so meeting be so okay about then say this na go ahead san of course because our meeting we all knew say na ebraso say be fresh meeting no because na April 16th ya take committee say you lawyer Frank Davis omo ko share constitution amendment na time so say omo report beba ti me fa me catch so meeting say that because okay and she yeah notices no never call they say if in between say empo chairman crowd who feel say bia wontimi mba obi an hodo na chairman kwa betima ka say oh baby am we bia meeting emba meeting
but when you have feedback from chairman
there be enti me ne chairman and then you crack aside on that day no so chairman omba na no me koso abusuanum ni sem bebre no officer there be ehun ya say e be create unnecessary tension bia wo abusuan ne party ni mu nti ye mabute chamabute entwaso nti I feel say say letter ne there ne ke nya de a yes ye throw letter no ne be come ko party constitution e clear chairman ho a first vice war first vice queen who second vice or second vice queen who third vice war
but there was something instructive in the letter said chairman would want to be excused from the duties as a chairman and also from active politics muhus had in the letter
yes but and I make her say yentimi nja a letter say letter say so
and on
take decision control say chairman betro krata ba say bia me chairman steam na yesu team for 1 or 2 reasons or yeah the bad maybe a medical report to be certified by the professional doctor what can say because we are party of record and the chairman no you busa say I didn't now original so and say didn't na yemba ya me say busa the letter by at least say you go beyond sir adena because I feel say you ko yanim no bibisa no more of engagement tika dinner secretary about office say ni ye koso nyehwe e kwan say na ye say ye fa so na say ye na say bia ni atro kata because say bi penny penny a oda eku kese ano na nsem nya na bia be gya bonten ne be kan wasem because me get me interview kaka be na busans the ma church kata mi no asechese o si me de minimum na wako trying kata be say ti I'm MP me panasem but I feel say on entry na yekoye na me bi wo na monte asia party no ho bet ma ba ne ya trance ne a kire mo kwan a ese fa so a etisi bibia
very well enti my emfa enu insi I thought that clarity was necessary enra that meeting no eba so specifically na agenda for the meeting and run na the yensha sim free
obi enra meeting no na answer na ebeko no normal na nam from memu komo e constention na what before the meeting no ma ya panic
okay
na enya dia ebro so because adia mehu NPP mo say asemba gidigidi ebe sebe wa miraculously ko transni ehia ne kasa obon se bibia settle down 10% bit ma kosro amount for bit ma kasa ebe wie no na nyina ya te access say ne yesi eye empomino obi kwa na adwena e party nti e kwan yesi e faso etenu a o hwe agenda na ewo meeting no a ye di can start neck
okay
na neck no ish yeshe Ablikumanov a standing parliamentary elections no asem na ye ka party no Patriotic Institute party ni school a ye beti say be boama yatete party for na ye sa ka indiscipline say bi apaganity e party ni and sakra na ye ba ira Frank Davis mo committee reporter na omodbebre party no
okay
ewie ye no komani bi wo ha neck ye ntimi ankan wi nti yenya agree say okay the same nkomo na national council sadia neck mpene ni ndi first ankomo no enko National Council. You started National Council meeting, said the starting meeting, Chairman Buti and a chair side meeting as presiding chairman because of Chairman Yara. Ablekumanov Obi Ghana Police for any AD Agrobia and Agropapa.
The Ghana Police Service?
Yes, Ghana Police Service. If we say I cut 3 polling stations, Ablekumanov. Now Electoral Commission a quality resource a polling station who in every then to go ahead to declare the winner for the Kumano parliamentary elections. Anytime be a Electoral Commission ebe na adwen say obefre political party say mombrani en kasa 3 polling station wasem no bon say the pabonifo bi o ma masse o mo no makọ Electoral Commission office na makọ edede to bi komo say japade o ho nti Electoral Commission a trauma Ghana Police say
yes
adwuma ayeyi ehia mo bambo say be ya ye betimi ewe sa 3 polling stations no na yetime declare results no back and forth and the Ghana Police forces say it's a different story. They say crowd there the omoka me na wo krata so a e wa ha say be a public record because we truck mom
a part no NPP mo truck come Ghana
Police I control mom obi I me be poto wa ha na dey am the besi wa because a public record Krata is dated 3rd June.
3rd June.
Yes. Okay. Inspector General of Police, Ghana Police Service Headquarters Accra. There's a reference. Ablekumanov Constituency Parliamentary Election Result Collation. I write to inform you with compliments from my office and in follow-up to our meeting held on 13th May 2025 with you and your commissioners. The New Patriotic Party respectfully seeks clarity on the line of action being taken by the Ghana Police Service regarding the provision of security to the Electoral Commission as ordered by the High Court ruling on 4th January 2025. As you are aware, the court directed that adequate security be provided to enable the Electoral Commission to complete the collation and declare the Ablekumanov parliamentary election results on or before 6 January 2025.
Yes.
Given the continued delay in the collation process, we are eager to know the specific steps your office is undertaking to comply with the court's directive and facilitate the conclusion of this important democratic exercise. Ablekumanov constituency needs representation in the 9th Parliament. We look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. Signed by General Secretary myself.
Yes.
Obi sponsor Ghana Police Service
Edema. Okay.
The General Secretary. It was signed by David Ajin.
Okay.
Deputy Commissioner of Police.
Okay.
Director General Administration.
Okay.
Reference Ablekumanov Constituency Parliamentary Election Results Collation. The Ghana Police Service presents its compliments to your esteemed office and refer to your letter reference dated 3rd June 2025 on the above cited. I am directed by the Inspector General of Police to convey to you that the National Election Task Force received a letter with a copy of a motion paper from the National Democratic Congress indicating that the above subject is pending before the Supreme Court. Motion paper. 3. A set conducted by the Legal and Prosecution Director of the Ghana Police Service at the Registry of Supreme Court confirmed the pendency of a case at the Apex Court and the possibility of the Inspector General of Police being cited for contempt if the task force goes ahead to provide the requested protection. 4. To err on the side of the law, the Electoral Commission letter requesting for protection to complete the collation together with all the correspondence from the NDC have been forwarded to the Attorney General to study and prefer legal advice to the National Election Security Task Force. The Ghana Police Service is waiting for legal advice to chart the way forward. Please accept our warmest regards.
Oh,
so you know,
this one response dated
11th June.
11th June, okay.
And now we try the same letter ma Electoral Commission for. And so me can wa.
The Owusu Bempah Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Okay.
The chairperson Electoral Commission of Ghana. Electoral Commission Headquarters Accra. Dear Madam, reference Ablekumanov Constituency Parliamentary Election Results Collation. Pursuant to the directive of the High Court on the 4th of January 2025, your office is on record as having committed to completing the collation of results from all the polling stations in Ablekumanov constituency, pending the provision of police security.
Yes.
At our meeting with the Inspector General of Police on the 13th of May 2025, the New Patriotic Party reaffirmed its full readiness to support the completion of the exercise in line with the High Court's order. By this letter, I respectfully inquire as to when the Electoral Commission intends to comply with the court's order by completing the collation process and declaring the duly elected member of Parliament for Ablekumanov constituency. We trust that your office will act promptly to uphold the integrity of the electoral process, and we look forward for immediate response. Yours faithfully, Justin Kodua. Electoral Commission response.
I'm also my response.
And also dated the same
11th
June.
Okay.
We bring you greetings from the Electoral Commission and trust that this letter finds you well. Your letter dated 3rd June 2025 with reference number, then above subject matter refers commitment to the High Court directive. We wish to inform you that the Commission is committed to complete the collation of all the polling station results in Ablekumanov constituency and to declare the duly elected member of Parliament for the constituency as directed by the High Court on 4th January 2025. As you may recall, 37 polling station results were outstanding for the completion of the collation process before the High Court directive on 4th January 2025. Out of the outstanding 37 polling station results, the Commission has collated 17, 13, and 4 polling station results on 5th, 6th, and 8th of January 2025, respectively. A total of 34 polling station results have been collated since the High Court directive. Currently, 3 polling stations are standing for completion of the collation process. So I have 3 polling stations.
3 polling stations, okay.
Effort to complete the collation process. The Commission has on several occasions made efforts to complete the collation process. Unfortunately, the police has not been able to provide the required security for the completion of the collation process. There have been several engagements between the Commission and the police for the completion of the collation process since the High Court directive. Current status. At a meeting with the National Election Security Task Force on the 8th of May 2025 at the police headquarters, the completion of the collation process was scheduled for 15th May 2025 at the old headquarters of the Commission. At another meeting with the National Security Task Force on 13th May 2025, the Commission was informed that there is a pending case at the Supreme Court with respect to the Ablekumanov constituency parliamentary results. The police leadership indicated that in view of the legal process at the Supreme Court, they were unable to provide security to the Commission for the completion of the collation process since it will amount to contempt of court. In a letter dated 15th May to the Ghana Police Service, the Commission informed them of the fact that there was no injunction application or any legal process to prevent the Electoral Commission from completing the collation process from the Electoral Commission. Or see injunction being process is being contrary to the police report. The Commission further requested for the police protection to complete the process. The Ghana Police, in a response to our letter, informed the Commission that the issue of the completion of the collation process for Ablekumanov constituency result has been referred to the Attorney General and Minister for Justice for legal advice. They have further stated that in view of the referral, they will hold on until the legal advice is received. The Electoral Commission is ready for completion of the collation process for the Ablekumanov constituency parliamentary election results. However, we require the protection of the police to enable us complete the collation process and declare the parliamentary election results for the Ablekumanov constituency. Signed, Mr. Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman, Operation Electoral Commission. It will be Osha side area. It's the same position now. NPP
there is no pending case
be a da
on
Ablekumanov for Supreme Court or injunction be a dawa Ghana Police Service entering call for bambo in my Electoral Commission and complete this.
Ghana Police and so pay almost search our Maya the court registry, you know. There is a pending
search or Maya. You need a copy of that search. Yes, you actually you be anywhere else. I say your parties to the suit. Take a bibi or her
and come
be served. Electoral Commission a party to the suit. Bibi or her say can be served Electoral Commission. Me boy. It's there na air cost. Obin asema ye bu say ho ne say the kamusa power say NDC ni say komo win Ablekuma North constituency elections a ka obi ka police for me enhwe me enka aba ni wi
esa police wo mo wing of the NDC
but say you invite them ke invite them say here secret am ya ana ka omo hia ana ka NDC awini a ka sa directive na yon ko sa attorney general advice no ke mai oh it tells you say omo nim say omo wini aba no o Ablekuma North and the omo ye nyina some antics need delay say ye mpre ye ma ye nse kokan a NPP be win decide ye frustrated process no eti eno NEC National Council ye kan wasem annual meeting say ye hu say the Ghana Police Service no omo ye the bidding of the NDC
in mo demands anything
the demand say ye party no ye taking certain steps now in the course of the week next week nya some steps now ye taking legal steps na ye taking no any betudwa and am bu so am bu hu because ye ntrase e ma aba ya kwoto ye di nkunim ho no and now so when di nkunim ti chinchina o pese o frustrate here
so for now muntimi hu se mo di nkunim na
oh because say ye to abawi a obi political party e mo obi the pink sheet me wa
yes
apart from pink sheet sa collation sheet ndi bia ho your SAS count copies ni nyina ho ni nyina ya de a etimi ye eyi do me kwa benya ye koto abani wi na issues wo Electoral Commission the tally sheet the collation sheet and they declare results ma NDC na say ke se beka se ye ntiase but we realize that be abana koto ye ni nkunim tiase ye gine sa ana mo dem so lusu Ablekuma North na pesa mo de patapa any state security cast there be able frustrating call for na ka say bi obi Electoral Commission so or ye collation on office in this current dispensation party dem pa na nipa betimanya kokuduro say me call Electoral Commission office me ma mo nye collation no me kwa koye basabasa na office ka NPP betima koye side we na Ghana police for to show
no
the normal cost na abani hu no from NDC yi o mu fruma enye ye NDC na search say ye ma mo nye collation no ti be frustrating ko yin say mo ye collation na NPP bedin komo
but me the say more legal processes be mo pese more activity what I was looking at say if a decision of the High Court was a police for Boama enforce here, then maybe mandamus application, something like that can get them to do what they are supposed
to. It's not sa option na me kan wase. Okay. Say party no you who say sa back and forth for Ghana police near Konya e kokko the drum. Say be ade a omne attorney general ne abana na adwen say as a party no omo mpema we no koso. Because e koso a omo so be dinkuku. Eni ntina Ablekuma North intimi kan wasem wie.
Okay.
Oye no free wa ye kan party school I felt Patriotic Institute no. Obi ne kwasem ne say NPP or abakosem. Your ideology.
Yes.
The center right party. Na party ma do na bu okra party na ideology no kra party na abakosem kra party ne fapim kra unim. Enti party ni school aye ba na school e betete your call for e be chair your call for what we stand for. The difference between NPP and other political parties, your history, man, political communication, political campaigning, message, in man in idea, sa party school na bebanti, and no so. A penny for motion, Deputy General Secretary Dr. Antoinette, and then a pound for so a year presentation, Emma National Council. If you honor and a party in the car discipline was him.
In the way party school, no, Musij na
yes, and the next week.
Next week.
June 25th June.
Yes.
You be launch
more no hontoma
or party or quarters.
Na no school no mo be anyway headquarters.
Yeah, headquarters one na. Yeah, shasi ho. But enka headquarters so. E dey be call regions ni na resource persons are on me running prior programs ni na e brebi edrubi ese o mo call regions ni party for no kushia na ye training mom no mom ko school. Na a proper year structure and I had to I we are member certificate quite say and part we are school ni be in leadership training be in political communication or be a public administration so no man nya ya dia e be cheche ni nyina.
But how is it different from normal in party trainings because some of trainings ma polling station executives or more be boa with elections so you do those things right?
So I know there or training for a specific activity.
Yes.
Say be a kwakoto e be voter registration what training call for e be a ye kwakoye voter canvassing what training call for so no man dey idea called during campaign period. But that campaign period, party na about some party tradition, party communication, leaderships, and you Tita school never share. I saw no marine nine. I'm next week. Your bell launch na ya started. Sa eduma say. Then and I make bad discipline. In fact, anyone na nipa be mienu. Omo petition about National Council.
Okay.
Na enam say omo dibia omo party numti. Omo asem de ba National Council na betima kan wasem. What you say? One regional chairman, one deputy communication officer.
Okay.
Now, no part no National Council can was empire. I just say a chain drew baby chairman Buti, my bona basso say also original say part no was say na National Council of follow the next year so. Now when it is half for the casa say be ya kokon bon enye last one na echina bi no omko bi bufufuro bia na
part let me take
a decision
chairman Abronye ne Owusu Bempah
na oh yes
okay
until no National Council na say edu be na nibra be ewom because on that issue because someone like Chairman Abronye did now it was the first time na samaba
petition be about him
about National Council.
Okay.
But Owusu Bempah na di ka baba kwa part no
mapaden no
akan wasem to any buy no back and forth but Chairman Buti can say this you know National Council can say o di atiase but ye ko yanim no say obi betna se obe penifo more party I say bi mo na ese mo set example ma enkofo edi achi no betu sa na money de esotwin bi e ho bia no and the party no edem befa so na sa so twa na bantie no ekotwe ba bia
okay e chairman Buti no e committee say oni sa nipa mi ni be kasa
sa na
ano final warning
bibia bo bia say be ya asundwie ni sa de de beba ti era chairman makumenu mu nyina penifo kasa say o ba bia du no e say e try na NS de bia suspension o yin kofo na yin kofo kasa ti ni nyina penifo mu nyina be mu no na e say after the say ye soft stance kaka nti ye koyenim ye behwe awo anama obi abetu wo ho de bia ye kase sabi party kese NPP obi enya adwen tim ye bankro but obe do position na ogina ho a all chances any nsema obeka no it carries more weight than say bia obi ti social media only executive position bia our party nim sabi no ma how ebetima ha but your proper forum any structure yourself first one maka party asem nti enu so yade a enra ye kan wasem o National Council ho then the fact pimpa menim say eno personal person you do hun komo lawyer Frank Davis
the committee
ya TM
committee ne committee ben constitutional
constitutional amendment
committee
and
no different from Professor Michael
and review committee
and review committee okay
post elections review committee
okay
ebra era Professor Mike Eronkwe the committee they report by party num what make presentation or can say omukọ rounds ni omutie nsem ankofo ka ese oboni nya tofa ye party constitution e bredru se ese sakai kakrabem ema omuka electoral college membership wasem ema omuka party structures rules functions of party officers ninsa no many na ekeka about appointees former appointees wasem can be aside say or more can be a party no my ye anya ni ye and aban no more ye anya ni nyina no e kan nyina bo mu ka say ese ye hwe amendment of our constitution National Council jitum say ye beti abedwaku ama omo so yera Professor Michael Kwe asema waka no omo so akohwehwem na etoso biem 2021 ye kushia kumaske ye amendment na honorable Afenya Market minority leader then down by intimate commands and ankran so diaspora party say omo proposal be omo so diaba any ankran bebre youth for the biaba nasa for the biaba nti committee ni hwe no mo keka ni nyina mbom na omofa proposals no embra
okay
the committee no lawyer Frank Davis and Dan
okay
honorable Patricia Preje MP for Asqua also kan
deputy minority
leader and now honorable Kodua Ponkroma
okay
MP for France also kan Dr. Antoine Tibodako deputy general secretary Makafu Wonya voter regional chairman also kan honorable Ebenezer Nati former MP for Abronye Central.
Okay.
The Honorable Diana Asunabadapa, former Deputy Attorney General. The Idris Mahadin, also Kahon.
Okay.
And Dr. Ekuya Amwako. Sir, 9-member committee and a Transia Omoye. And Power Moye, Jumomunya proposals be brave. See, Enra, Omo Bano de Omo Kache Party, or National Council, so far. Proposals from my boy na almost share duplications a woman for nyama 300 proposals
in total
and go for their ba bua ebisise
okay
until sa 300 proposals no omo e bon tofa ama the national party tell you omo to omo boase echeche mo omo kan a delegate system ho asem say ebi ka say yenye 1 man 1 vote the bisu limited expansion in no omoto mboase echichi say be a party na gina sese say ye ka say ye 1 man 1 voter a bedding ka ideally do na favor say ka ye makwan ma obia entwa to abani bi nanso so be a gina sese logistical challenges say okay say oh yeah 1 man 1 voter it means say basa okoto aba even in the constituency or presidential or parliamentary you have to run it like a national elections polling station be and depend on number also will be a polling center or even at electoral area will be a polling center or so logistical challenges no there intimi
okay
and share membership driver you say person any normal so data na ye person be capture ni nyina no time we will no anytime you be elections no ni intimi capture so data ni nyina enwi and as our members of good standing time am for betwa mu do so it's a period to one share within 3 months 4 months intimi ka so be but we should make plans by the end of 2028
then 1 man 1 vote
1 vote in there. It's more possible, but then no database where your membership drive no ye or more party ID cards what menya or more betray dues no nyet menya. It's a reduce or kwaba winning members of good standing and that's our database no but however any day or more ebe propose limited expansion
of the electoral
college CBBM. No National Delegate Conference and a bit
National Delegate Conference will have to approve
TV 1 man 1 vote no kwano omo my reason say implementation bedding but no cry subject to
the approval of National Conference
no the National Conference be ka say mo say heading e de entiasi chinchina ye be the National Conference no bet but omo de omo boy koko say these are the challenges e wo ho sese
at momo level ne de you've approved proposals no? At the National Council level
at national
in the Akase National Conference no omo na be final stamp of approval
and no cry no you need to me say be approve because
and you present it to National
Council a National Conference until sign a constitution on proposals ba who won't even decide or the command National Delegate Conference into omo kan expansion was Emma omo kan proposals for expansion ABC polling station Yaman nko 7 ebisi nko 9 ebisi nko 11 ebisi nko 15 sa ni nyina na yade ebekọ delegate conference ama party no I decide what ekwan be faso
but say omo no recommend 7 the amendment committee
omo
having listened to all the proposals no recommend the same extending for
7 until no it's subject to ni na subject to National Delegate Conference until and so won sem e buy my ye kan wasem
be ona me hwe say omo two no omo recommend and say at the polling station no monfa communications and electoral affairs officers enka ho at the polling station good now be 7
abi na be 7
it is subject to the approval of National Conference in the from policy mobile electoral area
from electoral area so mo kan ho asem ho say o share electoral area currently one
one
coordinator for the electoral area.
Okay.
Now o share NPP a number of electoral areas any electoral commission number of electoral areas are more a board bra.
Okay.
Yeah, electoral areas no endorse say electoral commission for there. Now a taha party no it will be a year program be or elections be quite coswa. One say yeah the different electoral areas as against
the
different electoral areas. And part normal recommendation is so we should align our electoral area
with EC
electoral areas no. Now mo jitum say electoral area be a polling station be about 10. Ebu about 11, ebu about 12. And nipa ba kono e ma adwuma no e yedin e ma no. And the toss be ko be say be nipa kono ho mfa no. Na say be o tu kwan kra e ma adwuma no yedin. Decide they are proposing electoral area executive committee.
Oh, okay. The enquiry coordinator.
And to more county be a coordinator beka ho, secretary beka ho, be organizer beka ho, be a communication officer beka ho, be electoral area affairs beka ho. Tell you one proposal what they say.
Nipa be 5.
Nipa 5. No more so. Emboa electoral area coordinator. They say polling station require 10. A50 na even say 5 no e bit ma check ama polling station ama mo and no kai more effective than say nipa ba ko say chim so no kwa enhwe say ho tell you proposal and say recommendation na omo cassette den ko for ban omo so dem so edwene e fa ho
no so say conference approve
so media tuma na so omo nja tum
okay
obi ma men clarify the asen yakoye no normal make away nyina no be say tie for the party 40 NPP to be a o church adema ne nkofo so mischief na mo so be so mototo na ne nsa proposals are be nyina no ene no kasawe na me free ha me release our proposals ni nyina
ama obi
ama party for nyina sa proposals aka wa
proposals free amendment
committee ni de nkofo kanyina ti de me discuss one na say be kokomasem na America but a proposal say dey be kwa bontin obi ehun se say na ko Jamaica it will not be different from the abeba bontin.
That's fine.
And another area we say share former executives who asem ni
na even before former executives I hear say there was recommendations be at the constituency and regional levels. Say mundi couple research and election officer rules, you know. Namunya persons with disability coordinators and regional legal officers.
Obi maintiase. Now we meet now won't be an answer.
Me sources and Abronye for.
Send me now interview me.
And some
now so now. Obi. Mami nya meduma.
No, but I don't know you no credit. Was it part of the
proposal say wo. Bebre aba amanfo ka say yenyi electoral affairs in free research no. Which to me is also a laudable idea. Now yenjini nya normal ekoswa ka proposals no.
Okay, that's fine.
Then
former party officials
and then now so command a course say CBCM former executives nya constituency executive if you can see polling station for if you can say yama former regional executives no former members of parliament omunyina so nka ho college no diaspora party former executives omo diaspora party be UK former branch members executives nyina so emomuntu abia Spain former executive nyina so ya proposals are enkofo aba nyina ka sa adwuma
but the amendment committee nso ka say they are recommending that
almost ka ho asem say they omenya edu conference wa almost so yenhwe sa normal ye be ka ho asem
no former MPs former MMDCs former ministers and your deputies and former constituency and regional and national party officers aneti
sadety.
Okay,
then
na former CEOs ni ambassadors
no committee no e ka say implementation be difficult.
Former CEOs
any ambassadors no every say o share CEOs the number of agencies are
yes
about 500 600 agencies in the world. Na oka say ope former CEOs and a CEOs oka it's not just CEOs, deputy CEOs nya eso ka ho every quite almost say board chairperson nya so your appointees of almost ka ho enti with times frame or time span na year ti e ka se former then it means NPP ya ba first term da
yes
you akofo apenso omo nyina so e ka ho enti say o pesa information we nyina dia ba collating that information no e be a bedding then two committee no argument no almost say can say CEOs ne CEOs that are buying or president appointed CEOs so nti the
person might not even be a party member
ne sa no man e wo so ene ni abem nkofo anom ye CEOs NPP a omoda so e ya adwuma e wa abem tina committee ne ka say omoda implementation no e be hedin e da amount e na committee no e ka for about all this is also subject to conference e be ja to no say ka say there be committee no mo ka ba ene mo nya adwen yes former CEOs nya obi an count nso ya de a committee no and that's a conference be decided. Then we nyina fiwa ana committee no FTC presidential primaries.
Okay.
The committee no eka and say omuteti enkrofo many proposals ban nyina. Ade ba kwa with Mark say it was almost unanimous.
Run it through
be a small say presidential primaries no yentonentem.
Early presidential
primaries and there do now by 99% eko say young two presidential primaries no entem.
Okay.
Now reason are omede mind to do another mind say and now she be a party ni gina sese untimi fan to 92 untimi fan to 96 2000 2004 2008 12 every say and Osha social media, the way social media, I say wo ya mayo same. And then no shirts no more cost will be Twitter, will be Facebook, Instagram, and was and then confunish 18 more, more. Now ABA 92 and ABA GTV pen or I said 2008 and now social media inside the power even 2016 they be in the then now assembly about part to the emotions ne ekwam kofo kaso ene acrimony ne rankwa ekoso no e ha party ne ma a division ba party
yes
na wo hwe no me ekoso comments ekoso di atem ekoso ne of campaign no me ekoso nyina na people are not talking too much about national elections. People be encouraged regional elections was people be encouraged constituency elections the do na presidential primaries now e be paso enti dia si etime to ne ntema one side de do na ekoso nyina no esu betwa ko den no wo leader ona so presidential candidate or party no etoso bi be a party na do sese no na wo hwe no ma empo aban otisu eye a ese yenya flag bearer nya pani bi a se bi mpoma pani kra ka asem bi na nya obetimi respond as opposition e be a leader also wo ho na so yetima boa netimi a united party no near prepare for the 2028 elections obi osha about your course so 2024 ene nkuku idea say be high NPP ne bia and so drastic say you need to also take drastic decisions for people to know say ampa so anya bre say e bia no ma esi ye no oso so aboa ho say osisa no mem. And today, argument committee no e can say presidential primaries omenya yenya nentem. Then omu read almost say as to ada ye beto presidential primaries no date venue ni sa de ne de omu committee ndo omu ni hutumi.
Okay. Then omu jai mama
omu ntimi enka wanse na emum omu ebetwe nya adwene akosi article 13(1)(1)
of the
NPP constitution.
Okay.
Now obi me poto sa article mi am da betwim. Or say the election of the party's presidential candidates shall be held not later than 24 months from the date of the national elections. The date and venue for the election shall be decided by the National Council, provided, however, that the National Council may, on appropriate occasion, vary the date.
Okay.
So they buy a customer or say Ebre a yede beto abayi a presidential candidate. And you say a call beyond 24 months to the general elections. Ebre beto no, ada beto no, a national council and a be decided. National council now say will to me say obet massa decide date no.
Yes.
In tempo, you see Antonio before 24 months. But national council bet mark say there 24 months no kwa intimi find there. The equator 18 months
or
to election. Or 15 months
and 1 month
or 1 month to the elections no. So to me no the constitution will come with that guidance or first a party need in opposition. And now or massa advisory. But oko 4 paragraph 4 now say when the party is in government, the election of the presidential candidate shall be held not later than 11 months before the general elections. Okay. There are 2 scenarios.
Okay.
Say Owusu Bempah a bra betumi atoaba. And our positioner a bra betumi atoaba.
See no opposition.
You see
not later than 24 months no. But it's still subject to change by the National Council. Okay.
And the National Council trans discussions also. Arguments also for and against. Obi.
For and against on the
date.
But as to say early primaries, no, and not the National Council, Munina Muji early primaries.
And the Obi Ajitum, men who will be a
there was no dissent.
Men who will be a casse, me and Tunentem.
Early presidential primaries.
National Council will reason in Sarkasa there be 1 pin.
Okay.
Obi. Men now cause be brave. And then Kofo be no makasa say then is here the International Council a decide date we a buyer na at the botai ben I said they ben see and you soon tear yes sir as my catch you or more frame no more me din koma pinful baby name for baby say where I sit as a general secretary of the party and together with the leadership of the party no yeah fapim ya ho din nyina no ejina sa book ya ekrami
the
constitution obi metima kase me mpawase metima kase me no nya adwen metima kase me huye mehi nanso so se constitution no ekase mintu sa no mon we ya mintimi kase me pe obi asem me pe obi asem entimi ntu sa na mon no then it means say upese ye pichu aso pese o tell say dwuma na e dia ma wono because the same constitution and a twaba a DU abe general secretary obe national chairman obe national executive and constitution that one a chair composition of National Council.
Yes.
I chair Kodua some members.
That was where I was coming because I've heard comment and so say problem ni na no general secretary and akwatena se na ono ni the ope and baba be Juma general secretary in the early congress or so favor will be in the wire early congress and why national council mu take decision we no why mo na national council no so
obi ko NPP constitution article 10(3).
Yes,
it talks about national council.
Okay,
so 10(3)(2) it can about composition of national council or say the national council shall consist of the voting members of National Executive Committee.
Okay.
The National Executive Committee, the regional chairpersons, the national officers,
yes,
minority leader, members of steering committee, and forming
National Executive Committee. NEC. Okay.
Then the reason why cast a voting members in they say over National Executive Committee. You're on conform count, but only voting rights.
Okay.
Chairpersons of sector committees, parliament, sector committees count. Okay. Past national chairpersons, past general secretaries, directors at the national secretariat, and other such members as national executive committee may determine.
Okay.
Only members, but only
voting right.
Voting right, no. And voting members of national executive committees. Council.
Okay.
20 members of parliament chosen by the party's parliamentary group.
Okay. The MPs 20, National Council.
National Council.
Okay.
Then C, regional representatives. Region Bia on the quota. Every 5 constituency Bia at the one.
Oh.
At the bar. Depending on normal of constituencies are over ne bachelor.
Oh, okay.
So until region Bia on nipa 5. Region nipa 1.
Yes.
Region Bia nipa 2.
Yes.
And then also a regional executive committee nominates nipa.
Okay.
Then past national chairpersons, past general secretaries, past presidents,
Okay.
past vice president, past presidential candidates, past running mates, president, vice president, presidential candidate, and presidential running mate.
Okay.
Sankofo Emo and the forming National Council.
Okay.
The presence of at least 1/3 of the members of the National Council shall be necessary to constitute a quorum
for meetings. Okay.
Nti Obi.
Now, so we don't count numbers. Ni bomo more than 50 people.
Yes, be 17 people.
Be 70.
Yes.
And the forming National Council.
Form National Council.
Okay.
So Obi say, we general secretary na ya commit na. We one vote pe.
Sure.
The base say to aba. We chairman we one vote pe. And say we ko shia. Na sa nipa be 70 no. About 50 or 40 kra ka say.
Yepe
A or B. And to Obi, then I bet my.
No, you can't do anything. So majority carries the vote.
And then your party no, ye do move for democracy see at say NPP, Kabi Mami Kebi, Yakushia, Yak Che Yadrin, ABCA, ABCB, and a young tea do be a tea no, A for a dozen. To the A for a cano. So we be none in Yadrin cry by party provisional or constitutional or more. Ena do mekan e be yadwuma etenra obi anya kwan e che na dwen
on the issue of the date and
on the issue of date motion
there was a motion.
There was a motion now MP for since out honorable lawyer Tim Fojo
honorable Reverend Tim Fojo
and it was seconded near say discuss one to can the chino the busa say na beto proposed data or more AC TN decide. And now the donor during course back and forth for January 31st.
And then a majority need to
say ye delegate presidential prime minister. So if we are as general secretary of the party,
yes.
And I the chief spokesperson of the party.
Yes.
And the first say almost say be me signature na say me nsa e she kratas no
and just
Justin Kodua na akotena ase and we decide say anomo say na say party ntu me ni sa to me no me ni ho kwan say metimi aye eduru ha me kire madwen say and e say ekọ enti eduru ha a council decision and at that point and the majority decision no it becomes national council decision say ni aye say be omo national council members obi say them na me appoint omo and them na me elect omo party for the to aba and the yin call for e be former president e be former vice president e be form regional chairman e be former general secretary e be past general secretary e be national chairman now say penifo nya ne koshia na take a decision and as it stands now there
31st
January 2026
and only date for the presidential primaries. And that is what National Council ejitum
to me party constitution.
Yes.
Edama National Council. Ntebia say echna National Council ekoshia.
Yes.
No more transikas date ye dey buy no. If you say date no kwa wochiri dodo.
Okay. In the yes
I'm brand new a.
Ombetimi.
Na say bia date no e wanimu dodo.
Yemfa
nkwachi. But tani nyina no o hwa. Now we share constitution say
article 13
no say impossible person obey nominations for presidential prime minister at least you must give 6 months notice. This animal obi o wenim
6 months notice to the date
of the election.
Okay, and that's why I'm going to call earlier yet 6th December
until more shows no your shares are in a debit
in the end 1 more
what I say and no crown they are being guided by the same constitution. So before so be nomination, let's say 6 months a draw.
It means the nomination for presidential primaries will be opened anytime in the next few days.
They say 6 months, January 31st, July.
Yeah, July will be 6 months. Okay. Okay. In the next month, nominations will be open.
So for presidential primaries.
But the date for presidential primaries here ratification from Congress and from conference and
no
and not the National Council
no say constitution per se say delegate annual delegate conference that's National Congress or conference they be decided
Akebeka.
when
It is our power national
council and they be decided data yeah the better
about
they know who share and they are better about
good. But now there are generating controversy no and they say yes granted party penny format na say munyina amakwa no benkom se mo pe early congress. And every party member across the country, across the world is bound by its decision, no. But because say a elective primary koto aba and a presidential candidate, it was a party for ne to aba no. More electoral college. Electoral college when e koto saba way on 31st January 2026. Why mo ne beto saba no?
By 31st January 2026. Electoral college wo na beto aba no.
Electoral college wo ho
as at 31st January 2026. Homo na beto aba. What I say?
That's loaded. I see you breaking it down.
Eti January 31st Jua. What is our electoral college?
Okay.
Electoral college or more to aba on a harm. Omo dey be decide
omo a party for na jatum say we
na college no ene beto mind you data ba say July 19th
mo ko conference
ye ko conference e kwa kwashia proposal do na ya amendment of our constitution me yentimi decide ma delegate conference but can I show you say there will be an expansion.
Okay.
So eden ya Ekosiisen back and forth bia eden ya ba kukra mpa 2 or 3 okra at least utie the party for do na ka expansion bebem and it be yankoto aba January 13th no sa expansion na electoral conference be jatum no say ya jatum say nipa wemu na esom koto aba no and no be for me the electoral college for the presidential primaries.
It is sitting outside listening to you reading my constitution any bibiano and correct me if I'm wrong. Current polling station executives 5 from each polling station no omo 10 one is December 2025 no correct. Current polling station executives their tenure will come to an end in December 2025. True?
It depending time almost start polling station elections no.
Okay.
But share on record them wa eko January
polling station
e be ko January e be ko February and say ni nya no that time ni nya na yade a ese party ni hwe what you say and sa 4 year 10 one no ese nya uniform period say ka so okay e bia sa time we na cut off point no e wo because you know say o start polling station elections at date ba bebu o kra behwe issues betimi asi
that the element
it be the be that time nya sa 4 years ni nya ya dey party nation but there's always a cut off point. Say be at this point no whether account 2 months or whether account 1 month or account 3 months or officially that time we na delegate national conference no ajatum say
was say
so be a one
me busa sa question no because say if it's true say by December 2025 na current polling station executives omo 10 one abawie ya then my understanding is that to present 2 options. One, and said there should be fresh polling station level elections and now say some constitution conference power then conference can decide to extend omo 10 one. Do you agree?
Oh yes,
that's our 2 options.
Oh yes, any idea obiasunim. And this it will not be the first time 10 will be 10 was one party no conference I stand on 10 one.
Okay, and
any new thing about decide to me na say your best and 10 one no say time as soon no it lies within the national delegate conference bit market take its decision or side normal way now.
The other things who would be say conference decided say proposed amendments are committee in the by a president chair national council say yen extend the polling station executive from 5 to 7. That's a 2 ba beka ho. Yenya electoral area executives 5. So conference just had any 2 more. Meaning say it should have a reflection on the next primaries are ebekoso. In enono, how do you select Sanipa 2 no? And how do you select electoral area executives 5 no?
So me can say that's me madwena meche.
Okay.
And to say Drew
okay.
The delegate conference no
will decide
and it's our modality national council na be decide okay you go share no say na national delegate conference ajatum extension because any say and these are the options to say na ye de nyina ya adwene den eko you decide wo sa de no then that decision will be made.
Okay.
And to me janka say ebeko a na say ebeko b but e drew on na
but all those options now
on the table party na betimi ahwe. But so far as National Council is concerned there, the date no set to January 31st is 2 hosts. And to be our person ye be an come be a person could be say expansion no say year 2 about say dinya by side January 31st no until some massa baba ka say there be
yes that date no presidential primaries should happen. And I was a part in a pepaya mubenya delegate beto sahaba no
that time no there will be
delegates.
Electoral college on the Twaba. And
all those decisions will be taken on the 19th of July.
Sir, expansion, no, the be able to Etimates and call for a be panicana. Then there cosona, then they see no being the party won't mean engineer, there's a tintina constitution in Cassie and to the Kobe before from. So, yes, and see. But
how about Omonso legitimately Omaka say yes your party we mu ache yenim kwan e fa so ye ade after every election say e was say sign to aba eyi party mpanyifo a yenim kwan e fa so ye no ye sha say free polling station yenya base of executives yaba electoral area ya constituency yaba ye region ya national ya wie ni nyina no ni electoral college on mekwa akoto aba eyi flag bearer e na manfo say who see that I shall say free foundation now the abastro the moye national council agiatumi you know magiatum say dan yen shall say free roofing near the aba foundation and no can hoden
you see obi your constitution your friend a living document
yes
sabi oya de nra and just say na so repeating say mo ande do not trans
yes
na omoka se ebia ade a ye mi atwam no ene ba bia ju sese no ye pese yesese ya na montu a obetimi aye today bia me ka se ba bia meti no it's not about me interest
yeah
it's not about them me pe ene de me hwehwe de emra no eka so obi emra no trans na nipa ne trans ka se say ne pese ya as administrator of the party you follow that directive etim enem mi na so busa me say bia say na mebe ya na say na be me de ne say eduru ani ye kira am so me kire madwin bi
yes
by we are I'm bound by the overall decision and directive of whether national council or conference and na metu hanamo and that is how our SN comfort chance say etias say the work of the general secretary no any then say we follow directive from the party to do say so to about that's all chewadria not so chewadria
and the decision say okay first near from to free polling station near the Basro national council will power to turn it say afi yenya presidential primaries first and sani abeto the aka national council was at me no
national council bit my set date set date the to aba
yes
yeah court January 31st never to aba
yes
sa normal kan nyina no ekosha delegate conference sa expansion e beba ni nyina no will determine the kwan a e be fa so
no I get that I get expansion ne de no
yes
so for the expansion it is the national conference that was say it decided whether expansion e be jatuma na ye nyintum what I'm saying the structure of more voting no in the most from polling station na move vote here the about presidential primaries sisi an mo be presidential primaries first and so na my the akani na me busa say national council was at 2 me no say obe take his decision no ana
yes
to start the elections from presidential primaries
is the second higher decision making body
okay
and party no Baby no wa constitution no. Actually say yento aba free through embra from. Na say into from a form enkosro or yento from finfin embra from.
The exigencies of the time in the bed
sir. And he say one body bet ma say different bodies bet ma different direction.
Yeah.
And when na dia say nipa panic e ka say dey ye no e bin see that na say ehu. Say be there's the first time for everything.
Yeah.
We are so to be want to anamon bia the official no onsanka. People have made strong arguments. Said they all can say, oh, I didn't know the party.
From what we know.
For what we know, Yanko Hoda was a bit of some apprehension. Be said, the acquired, Ebiana, ye never acquire, every fish of there be Yanko. Every say, they dare cost a party in Nano, the Donald presidential prime minister. So, say, we are, they didn't cost in Naboko form. Or because argument and I know be can say, oh, I dare no, they there cost to a polling station and say you call for the film your man call for to abani be any normal cost to mafia cost in say immediate contest at that for be a constituency for him and sad no but sad no near ka say ye polling station I be call for better mo boase ama sad ye hwehwe free and fair no man a bit makoso enti obia on the side to that argument now can but at the end of the day no your party no yeshia ni atrase obi a che na de obi aka se yenkwa ha na se yenkwa ha de dodo ne beka no ene de be ye adwuma
na mojitum and in this case now the National Council no the second highest decision making body dodo ne jitum mo say munye early congress early primaries and a primaries so munye the 31st January
that's it
and muye presidential DNA as am be ye de aka that is the agreement National Council
that is
okay and for that one there will be no ratification from conference.
Maybe.
On say to presidential first.
Say data ya set here. Yet must set it.
And they must set here.
But said the American it need na do na July 19th.
July 19th.
Expansion na be
okay.
What you say? Whether say normal confusion na question na no. Say expansion we are. And no be you know.
Okay.
Because expansion no kwenye NCP hu say na the SCF na ne yoko ti enya re expansion na enya da ho so okay ya dia to say your current electoral college obi 200,000 and you move your 300,000 enti short force no e wo henfa enti there na ye there e dia fa ho e man you say delegate elections. A delegate election, it's decided by quorum.
Yes.
That's a better say be a number of people so mutuaba. Say 10 years so mutuaba. Today na ya dia party e do a bedroom ho ne ho kwan e be fa so a e bit ma hye de na e be wie no nipa bia beti access o kwan e fa so no pepe for party constitution na sa kwan na lesef.
Possible say conference e be decide say okay current electoral college o CC no yema omuan wo ho na expansion no yenye expansion no enka ho
and the meeting
but say possible
meeting because it will be difficult that me preempt the business then they do na the say the be amendment ne be koso no ene na SME ne de ko emenya ya adwen ekoso
very well. There were some other proposals be committee no at the ebremo at National Council but say National Council level I think there is this consensus of more trained here member baby busao and no more briefly syntax tank some infant too many for say open tank pa yedi insuo egum store insuo a syntax tank and fa hone color open on beye e the amount inner layer open me white inner layer and also on beye e the amount o tank ni mu ye fia wo behu na watimi atwitwim kama na bibia akoyenti. Remember, no matter your water needs, syntax has got you sorted. Syntax tank a strong a tough you were over 300 agents nationwide and say opesa won ye din common ye brew tank nibia over 0244 335 168 0244 335 168 okosyntaxgh.com ubetmia order wonioma online. Syntax tank a strong a tough Monshanenson. Sanso ena Exodus Moringa and Dandelion capsules. Eye dura ena abagan ha obi agye atum. Se wo pedro ekon diabetes ene hypertension effectively pa eye se nura mabo wundin. Exodus Moringa and Dandelion capsules. Eye nura ye numbom. Mienu nyina obenom abom. Se onim de Dandelion timiye ene de Moringa timiye drowe a brutal in Canada. The moment say Obepebi, it's proudly made in Ghana, but speedily penetrating both local and international market due to its high efficiency. In the area Jumapa, Accra, Oko Okaishi Drug Lane, Ubenya bi ato. Kumasi Danny Herbal and a Misty Herbal, ebi wo ye here agent ewo US and a UK. Mo beton no in those two regions, which are USA and the United Kingdom. When you ho afre 0544 447033 0544 447033 Exodus Moringa capsules and Exodus Dandelion capsules ho adansidie edoso enti mama yenhye wensonso. Useless enterprise. Useless enterprise. USULAS. Ejuma omoye wo Ghana ha no. In fact, NAE se wo pe quality premium and affordable generator set, water pumps, mowers atwa. A useless enterprise na wo se oko. Na oko hwa omo wo brands bi te se Cummins, Perkins, Caterpillar, Honda Genset. Papa ubenya ato ewo ho enti hyanenso emayen sanso ena se wo pe bigger and smaller plants ato suitable for hotels, guest houses, schools, churches, restaurants and many more. Ubenya biato ewo ho yesai wo 500-watt solar generator soundproof enyusu fuel. Na yesai free installations and deliveries within Accra. Yesai was solar panels for homes and offices which can be used during light out. Me pacho useless enterprise ewo branches bebre. Adregano Bridge near 69 American House. Achampon Junction wa Bawaleshi. Newtown Junction wa Shalibotwe. Social Welfare wa Madina and Adenta Reach Junction. Ho nyina ye branches ewo ho. Fre 0248 169 258 0248 169 258 na onso oni ini enkomo say o start your business for and now say you want to revamp an existing business may come for MNC Logistics and Supply Limited a day amount. MNC Logistics and Supply Limited omoye logistics partner. They will supply all your procurement, import and export need. Say a general goods na wo pay, product be, equipment be na wo pese wo to ni nyina wo be supply a day amount. They procure from all over the world, across the globe. Ombe guaranteed timely delivery. Time ombe shawono omo de niyoma ne bebreo. Product be bounce, they will be in very optimal conditions. Say opesa woni wendi nkomo a 0302 551 918. MNC Logistics, guaranteed satisfaction. And Kel charcoal toothpaste and so toothpaste and Ghana ni biaji atum. Ye juma papa. Ye di bidie na I so unim di bidie ya bidie ma wote so oseso ete wine yinka efri wanum enti nka na de bidie ni body tree ene twetwe yese ene ye de bidie go through strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols are FDA agiatum ene de aye Kel charcoal toothpaste. Samara Company Limited ena edi abadwaso eye toothpaste papa men Canada impanyifo betimi ayusu akola 6 years and above ebetimi ayusu say ope fresh breath, ope whiter teeth, ope say dental plaque efri wanum unya healthy and strong gum o prevent cavity ewo wanum a eye Kel charcoal toothpaste fre 0246 864798 0246 864798 Kel charcoal toothpaste. Happy smile. Many lawyer Justin Kodua Frimpong ena AD Nkomo or a general secretary edema NPP. Ma yemra mimusa no two question I mean kind messages kakrani enfan Nkomo no emra ewiye. General ya tese as part of recommendations on amendments no to save cost no mo pese mo annual national delegate conference na fe mo ye no biennial interbe once every 2 years no cresa proposal e da e no so mo de be kwa conference
national delegate conference
so mo jitu mo fine say positions na mo appoint no mo maintain appointive positions no
and so sa enkomo no e bai na there is this strong argument say communication officers of the party should be elected.
Yes.
Tell us so ya there ebeko delegate conference and I because so just say deputies are various positions so and the class say so electable position. Tell so ya there and so bako kan normal they call conference no tini na e was had
the conference they decide okay you maintain the ho no
na say you fancy say embra
okay so and more youth age limit no I hear say there is a proposal say in fact the committee recommended say Monteso from 39 years to 35 years to align with international and national definitions.
And on a lighter note, lawyer Frank Davis can was on how the mood and the response in the room. And a proposal swaba and the party for somatic. They say seen a proposal now, but he drew her and also some measure.
And but say it will be a good call. Monteso from 39 to 35 years. Now, person we youth organizer. What's wrong with being 35?
Because I'm 45.
Youth organizer.
Now, NDC youth organizer. This say
NDC needs a cap. No money age limit. No. But my core constituency be the NDC youth organizer or a former MC almost 60. Boy, youth organizer. They don't have that age limit. But mo age limit abba.
The proposals are Omadiaba.
But what do you saying?
Me, let me into. Until at least, but it drew a party for the don't a better major.
35 no into. Okay, now again, delegating so a better youth organizer, any women's organizer.
Yes,
say baby and to be
for women organizers, Nadia. Sa proposals on Madiaba.
Say no baby
or crap position. To be a bit to me, I treasurer, a bit my first vice, a bit my even chairperson, or a bit my assistant secretary. So far as your ban, or bet proposals say, a bit my two organizers need be and you to know say based on say the 39 Elko, say the 35 and Elko, say 45 and only Elko. And no, wow, will be within that age limit, with my two side, but that's a proposal, sir, or my dear. It doesn't mean say Yajatum.
Oh, okay. In the name, and there was say, and I said last time, I mean, you would deem Komo Wahano. That was before we put even the committee together. I can say one of the things you would want to see in the constitution, is very clear. So, national chairman is at every point the leader of the party.
Yes.
And no amendment committee,
and also amendment committee can, and no can was say at all times say the leader of the party say wa bemo see near bemo should be the national chairman. And the national chairman should be the chairman for the campaign and so nkoma and also a course one important thing now committee is our kind and they say roles and functions. Constituency be region be brawa adwuma is officer say first vice wa dwuma anything, second vice wa dwuma anything, and secretary wa dwuma anything, organizer so wa dwuma anything. Committee no e can say intimi find share constitution, but rather no there should be an executive manual. NEC ebeja tuna ma approval say yenye sa manual na every officer bia or party ni bia no from constituency electoral area ko police station manual de but from electoral area constituency region national no ye be sa manual no ama obia hu adwuma eso ye say be ya de name ntimo ho ase na echi na bia emba executives no nti so ya dia party ni be many dey neck a bit my say adwuma no
okay Martin so say okay the super delegate system no almost more abolish
and say nyifro nti so ya dia proposals aba and so say ye hwe ni nyifro nti so ya dia beba national delegate conference one.
Okay, and Oma proposing new director rules, policy, training, patriotic institute, persons with disabilities, professional bodies, diplomatic engagement. Okay.
Said okay proposals aba.
Yes.
And
the question proposals we aba. Recommended new committees, electoral affairs, communications, political strategy, security and intelligence. Ni na okay. Oh, not now, sir.
Obi. O de okay bia na proposal nti ade a e be show be meda was.
My main kind messages are aba ne kakra na afi yemfa nkomo no emra awieye. Ekosiisen na high asempa 94.7 FM. We say Obi. Let me see. Obi, first and foremost, I believe in all sincerity the attacks on JFK are needless and unwarranted. JFK as General Secretary has not taken any decision by a stroke of his pen. The decision to hold the presidential primaries next year, January, is a National Council decision, the second highest decision-making body of our party. JFK is only a conveyor belt. It is not his decision. Respectfully, Obi, the current exigencies in the party justifies the change in strategy by the National Council by holding the flag bearer elections first. The presidential primaries has in the past been fraught with acrimony, tensions, bickering, backbiting, accusations and counter-accusations, apathy in all the other electoral levels of the party, from polling stations to national executives. In the prevailing circumstance where the party finds itself today, with a 2 million voter deficit arising from apathy and disillusionment from the party's own ranks, it may not be reasonable to subject the party to a prolonged period of further division by a prolonged period of flag bearer campaign and election. Also, Obi, DMB was elected in November 2023, 52 weeks to the 2024 elections. He had only 52 weeks to resolve internal party issues arising from the primaries, set up a manifesto committee, launch his manifesto, plan and execute his campaign, and also visit 276 constituencies in 365 days. We need a leader to hold the NDC accountable. JM as de facto opposition leader for the NDC between 2021 to 2024 toured the nation 4 times, despite being flag bearer for the 4th time consecutively. Also, DMB only toured once because he only had 52 weeks to the general elections. It's a good decision, and I humbly think we must respect the decision. Kwesi Botwe Jr. Esquire and on the way are praying. We say, Obi, good afternoon. May 14th, 2025, the NPP General Secretary issued a directive, or the reference number, clearly banning all internal campaign activities. Has the General Secretary seen the viral video of Honorable Ken openly engaging in a campaign talk referencing former presidential candidate after that directive was issued? If this isn't a direct violation of his own directive, then what is? Or are some individuals above party rules? What is the General Secretary's official response to this? Kweku Noah, Village Secretary, Nyametiase, Ejumako, Ekutuase, Nedie Eni. Obi, please ask the General Secretary why all the external branches, the tiny, the small, the large, and the very large, have the same number of delegates, 12 delegates, whereas in Ghana, all the regions and constituencies do not have the same equal number of delegates. Why should NPP USA, the largest external branch with over 26 chapters, have the same number of delegates, 12, as the 1 or 2 chapter or few chapter branches? Augustine Yawo Agbeneza, or a NPP USA branch secretary, and on the way up. And you see, he didn't mention the representation of the external branches on the National Council. Maybe just a slip. External branches no reps for national. So GS
account.
That's fine.
Account.
That's fine. Augustine, thank you for your text message. My main share the other ones are Ewahanafe, Yintumin Twas. We say Obi. I think JFK has demonstrated great fortitude and tenacity so far. We have absolute faith in the NEC and National Council. It shall be well. Professor Manche Bruce II, Ewo Sekendi Takrade, and Odiwe Apa. Obi, to some of us, the great NPP is all that we know, and our loyalty to the cause of the party is unhindered. However, I will urge leadership that the concerns of all members must be taken and properly addressed in order for calm and sanity to prevail. Kwesi Reynolds, Agona Odobain. Obi, what is the party's constitution on election of the top-down approach, i.e., from electing polling station executives, the electoral area, then etc.? So why the reverse on the same people who have failed us? Tinkran Alexander Esquire. I believe that question was asked ama weyi enoano dada Tinkran Medase. Obi, polling station elected, new leadership at that level done. We pause. Electoral area coordinators not done. Constituency executive, regional executive, national executive all on hold. Flag bearer to be done on 31st January 2026. The composition of delegates will be a blend of old and new executives at different levels. Well, I think the current national executive believe they can influence the direction of the election of the flag bearer before they get to come to be elected. It's a recipe for disaster. It's not a good precedent for party growth. But I am confident, even with this album, Honorable Ken will win massively. Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. Obi, schemers are not strategists. Let all patriot take note. Samuel Brian Boabain, polling station officer. Nedia Odiaba Enono. Brian Boabain, Obi, after I was rudely arrested by the BNI, I realized that JFK doesn't act publicly. That's eye service. But he does the work. He gives help and solutions more than he talks. Adenta Kumi, Edia Odiaba Enono. Adenta Kumi so Wabreo. Obi, kudos to the workaholic General Secretary of the party. He gave the amendment committee all the support we needed to discharge our mandate as a committee. Let's respect the decision of National Council and move on. Idi Muhayuddin, Secretary to the Amendment Committee, and Onunsu the way Abba. Obi, please help ask JFK something on behalf of the many frustrated Ghanaians listening. The NPP just left office barely 6 months ago. Yet the way they are behaving, you would think they've been in opposition for 69 years. What exactly do they want now? And where is all this rush and desperation coming from? After 8 solid years of mismanagement and hardship under their leadership, John Mahama is now trying to reset and rebuild what they destroyed. Instead of giving him room to work, they are already restless and acting entitled to return. Please tell JFK, on behalf of the suffering masses, that we need a break from the NPP. We've had enough of them. NPP, never again. Kwekuchum, United Kingdom, and on the way Abba. Obi, please tell JFK that we are maintaining him, so he shouldn't worry at all. Efia adepa, edia odiaba ini. Obi, what the executives are doing is to just favor Dr. Baumia and for their own benefit. Christopher Ewo Takrade. Obi, Kodua as General Secretary and John Kodua as Chairman will automatically win us power because Kodua is deep, and pairing him with the Adrenkesiye, Uncle JB is a done deal. The new approach will promote and provide peace in the party. Hashtag DMB 2028. Ibu Sekendi. Obi, this top-down approach will not help the party. Fairness must be the benchmark for every election. Ranking member, branch secretary, Belgium, and Odiwe Abba. Obi, please ask JFA, is the party considering adding Nasara to the polling station executives? Because we have chairman down to youth organizer, except Nasara. Nana Amponsa Bidiako. Sami Wefie Kuma news site. Good afternoon, Obi. I want to emphasize to all NPP faithfuls that the decision made at National Council was unanimous and not imposed by JFK. The party's decisions are guided by its constitution, and we should trust our leadership and follow their directives. Greetings to General Justine Frimpong Kodua, Abdul Ganiyu Mohammed Bulldozer, incoming Western Regional Chairman, and Kwame Ike from Efia constituency. Messages in the door. So, but General, if we say, okay, let me read this one finally. JFK is doing very well as a young general secretary. Obi, the Electoral College which voted for former President Kufuor as our flag bearer is different from the one which made Anado our flag bearer. It is no news if the party undergoes reforms to remain relevant in our current political dispensation. Chairman Basti Ewo Takrade. MPP se ebejo aje atemuda se Obama ewo pokwase. Rade ase GS
Obi Bamendas comments ne questions are nkofo busai wa ha na obi ka ba honorable Kennedy Japan ho asem sa issues ni bia ekoso bia no se bi no menya na betan radio so a ye kan wa ha se bi yo nkofo a ene just presidential aspirants no potential presidential aspirants no mpo ye nkofo so more pre-position even our constituency be pre-origin be pre-national almost the nanama almost association nkofo
me paso me musa question we na to aso enro national council meeting no na potential presidential aspirant na ebi wo ho Brian Champon Babi
enro na by Champon wo from minority group.
Okay, minority group. Aye. Na osaya we do chum no wo ho. Doctor. Okay, minority group na.
Aye.
Na Dr. Baumia wo ho.
Aye.
Okay, of course, former flag bearer and to be ho.
Into
Japan.
Into questionable say
no, me person we anu me busa me question.
Me who say mischief bit.
No, any mischief.
Okay.
Very clear.
Well, Matthias.
Na honorable Kennedy Japan wo be.
There be.
Or no one maybe. Na okay, another potential flag bearer. Kwabena Japan baby.
I know.
As former general secretary. The other said four were present. Omunyina ka decision na National Council take here for early Congress any 31st January. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Mary. Into trust.
Eti obis no ma komo bebre okoso a enyina ese party ne yehwe se be discipline and respect esubu. Na no ma nyina na etu anoma e betan reduce so ka.
Okay.
Secretary wo US branch say wo hwe America nipa do mo eso
representation this one.
And no proposals mean say wo dey be by there. I batin betimi ahwe. But no so wo hwe even Ghana ha crowd constituency nyanyepe. Your constituency be just 66 polling stations. Don't make kwabenya e crowd about 200 polling stations.
Yeah.
They be crowd 400, be crowd 300, be crowd 180. But ni nyina no more one representative in our parliament. And decide there no so ba we be smith argument no so aba. Say numbers there e bia ntimi nye peda. But anyway proposals are obetimi e dey aba na partner etimi ahwe. Then oyi ni nyina through say questions and call for kafa say ebia proposals na ban and na one for we anka ho and na we am so be kan asara on wasem ni nyina ye proposals a e dey aba.
Okay.
To me sha say me kan wasem say ade no enye committee na decide say na be o metima cho madre.
Yes.
Na me boa sa three new proposals na e be breaking nyina into motions no. Eduru na ebia the office emboa no now be a reject the bebo so na de wajatu na you move on as a party enti no me koso nyina me party for say me etiase we are in turbulence time as a challenges women na suspicion mistrust ni sa no man nyina ade ko and then the first time I to about NPP 92 year to about 96 year ko 2 year 2007 year ko 2 year 2015 year ko 2 year and is our by ko 2 year dey different bia. But at the end of the day, say omunya gidie say emu bua eto no ene obi interest internet wo me de bia me kam say party mra ana me de ye adwuma last time you call presidential primaries 2023 obi I told you say me do bi achi
yeah
na say ma make nyina so I meant everything I said and at the point oh yes we asa oh so afa candidates ne be baby kwa no ko omo jimindi and I say no kwa na mepe nti obi a jimindi that means I'm doing something right but say be aka say bia we nti na we ya manage I will never do it at the end of the day no emra ne hye de beba no the constitution ne ka the NPP constitution ne ka no enam de be yadwuma say constitution ne ka say we now what chance now your analysis now say boawa so be it ofifi say boawa enem na me constitution a constitution e den e de be yadwuma na the that part na num say e betime cc efetem the BSC ye bia dede ekoso nya no nyame boa ye election so top down or middle top or middle up presidential or parliamentary ye to the nyina wi then ye hu say party no ya carbon SCC normal ama elections e die no 2028 no unity etima kwakwa esa normal we nyina obi a wo kasa eso sure kasa bi
yes
because we said we di party penufo atem o kasa tie party penufo and normal na mo bi abetu no e chane pa ko ni wini kwa hwe ntimi kwa nche ntimi se obi a say yes o all right so be support the candidate A or candidate B but we should all be measured say bi obet ma criticize general secretary oh me no nya adwen obi a me ne pani we nya adwen but say o attack pani na o di pani atem na insult pani say be na people say na de tete ye ntimi se obi a say akoma no embrafo na me boy ne duru ase she bi ese ya dodo na adwe be kobra nkuma de be ye adwuma e de be ye adwuma ma party no o to bi meda wase
yes yenso ye da se papa bibia ni e be san so de ba let me confirm this mo national conference ebeba so next month no so it's 19th July and mo be na wo hefa
west of Ghana Legon yes
Legon hefa
stadium
yes stadium for from na mo kwa conference
ba say in Kodua park stands in the better
no park na mo ko jam so
obi Kodua park no
good o say
be bon ba yes nanti say
mo ko jam ya park ya no be sia
ya stand in the bay NPP edi ehuni
mo put planning committee together
yes committee no honorable Joe Seus former MP wo quite on the down as chairman and wawada Henry vice chairman then Haruna Mohammed
Dr. Charles Jamina one Dr. China
treasurer Ekahom
Haruna Mohammed wo deputy
general secretary one secretary to the committee
honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib
yes the second deputy minority whip
and mehu Salam Mustafa
youth organizer
mehu honorable Abna Osayasa
former deputy finance minister
and Divine Agohum Otu
regional minister said the regional chairman regional chairman of Greater Accra
and Hajia Safia Mohammed
deputy national women organizer
so no so women organizer
Kate Tien Nechikakra nti ono and a church
Mate so national women's organizer
TNM be nomination
so me can say mo be nomination
okay what is so
Mate say ope
okay
yes it is this year no until some be nomination for flag bearership no the ban on campaigning still holds
so another the year juma
that's so year juma by July mo be nomination
na me 31st say be answer
31st July
be
na ma be na campaign na chance
sir
Mate JS ye da se why bibia na e be san so de nkomo bi Ekosiisen so ni ha ya Sempa FM adofo mo me ntie we emra